So hi, hello, welcome back to the new video of Medic Prep. This is VK. In this video, we will be completely seeing the P block for the class 11, and in this, I will be explaining the overall view of the every paragraph, and you have to go into the deep into the paragraph. So in the first paragraph, it's completely explaining the P block starts from 18th to 13th to 18th group, and there are six groups. How it is six group comes is because in p orbital there are completely filling six electrons, so six groups are there. So there come six so there come six so there come six electrons in the p orbital. So from there we have six groups in the p block. So next comes is concept of because okay, there is some difference in the inner core electrons of these all elements. Suppose there are many shells. In the central shells there is some electron density, and outer there is different, and this creates a difference. Due to that, due to which there is it greatly influence the physical property like these all, and as well as chemical properties. Consequently, we will be seeing in the whole chapter. So the next tier comes is the inner pair effect. What is the inner pair effect is, suppose a compound is from sixth period, so it will show -2 means +4. It will show +4 oxidation state as well. It is due to the some of the effects which we'll be seeing in the coming video. So okay, and this is a table in which we see that there is a, like, see, 5 minus 2 3 and 3 minus 2 1. There is a reductance of 2 unit less than showing oxidation state, and this is a table. You have to have an eye on this. So let's go into the next. And okay, so it is interesting to note that there are non-metals, metalloids, as well as metal existing in the p block. So in this when you come to the right of the table, you can see more and more non-metals, and in the left of the table there are lots of metals. So in general, there are non-metals will have high ionization enthalpy and high electronegativity, as you know. And when it has these in a very high manner, so normally when a non-metal and non-metal combines, it will form a covalent bond. When a metal and non-metal will join, it will form a ionic bond. So these are the things which are given in this paragraph. And when you see in the bottom, there is a change in non-metallic character to illustrated oxides. Okay, so when you see the boron, its oxide is acidic, whereas next to aluminium, gallium, these are amphoteric, and after this it comes basic. So these all complete paragraph, it says that the first element in the period is different from all other elements, as they don't have vacant d orbital, but all other elements have vacant d orbital. So the first element differs from other all elements. And where you see that boron cannot have 6f, but it can have 4f, due to it cannot extend its covalencies, whereas Al can extend its covalency. That's why it forms AlF6. So these are the things. And the first the first metal, or first element of the group, will show bonding with itself as well as some other metals or non-metals, like C. It bonds with N as well as O, so it can form d pi bond, or it can't form d pi, but other heavier metals can form d pi bonds. So this is the thing, it's mostly given in the whole paragraph, and you have to just read this one, because I have not told you, but once you have to read this. So let's go for next thing, borons. Boron family. Normally, the group boron, it's a rare element. It mainly occurs in the orthoboric acid, borax, as well as kernite. So these are the three form in which it occurs. So next we have the thing that boron occurs in two forms, that is B10 and B11, where B10 is 19%, whereas B11 is 81%. It means that B11 is the most abundant form of boron. So next you see that aluminium. Aluminium is the most abundant metal and it's the third abundant metal in the earth crust. So its form exists as okay, bauxite, cryolite, and you should know this formula for bauxite is Al2O3 2H2O. Cryolite is Na3Al F6. Borax is Na2B4O7 10H2O, and kernite is Na2B4O7 4H2O. So these are the things that you should know, and okay, I will explain you this thing later. Next come is okay, these are the normal thing what you can read. So electronic configuration. In the case of electronic configuration, the outermost is the always NS2 NP1. When you look at the electronic configuration, it says that the boron and aluminum have noble gas core, gallium and indium have noble gas plus 10d electrons, and thallium has noble gas plus 4, 15f and a 10d electron cores. Thus, this electronic structure of these elements are more complex than first two groups will be seen. So atomic radii is an important, very important one, because there okay, sorry, you can get a lot of questions in atomic radii, because there is a concept called inert pair effect. It comes here. So why I am saying is always gallium will have atomic radius less than aluminum, but gallium should have more atomic radius than aluminum. It is because of inert pair effect. There are a 10d electron present in gallium, which causes the reduction in the size. As we know that the d electrons have less shielding effect than other d and f have less shielding effect. So due to this, decreases the size of gallium, and aluminum will have larger size, that is 143 and 135. Okay, let's go into the next one, the physical property. And in the physical property, the main important thing is the okay boron. Oh, let's come from boron. Boron is a non-metal. It exists in the two allotropic form, that is crystalline, as well as one more thing. Boron has high melting point. The rest of the member are soft metal with low melting point. And the most important thing is gallium. Okay, gallium has low melting point, but it's a high boiling point, which is used. That's why it is used for measuring high temperature in various measuring devices. So let me show you this uh, diagram. It's the most important ones. You have to have a look on this, and you can go for next oxidation state and chemical trends in the reactivity. So in this you can see that boron doesn't get +3 oxidation state due to its high ionization enthalpy, and some of the first three ionization enthalpy it doesn't get +3 oxidation state, but all of it gets it in a good manner. When you go down the group, the less number of, that is +1 oxidation state increases, +3 oxidation state decreases in the order of this. So when you go down, normally then indium will have +1 oxidation state more predominantly. So there are questions I will show you which are very important on these concepts. So let's go for the next. Okay, boron is a trivalent and it is an electron deficient. It forms BF3. This BF3 is an electron deficient molecule and have a tendency to accept a pair of electron. That's why it acts as a Lewis has it. It means it can accept a pair of electron. It means NH3 donates an electron to this B, donates an electron. There are two electrons. It donates it into the boron. So it accepts. That's why we call it as